Yes, sir.
Welcome to Built for Greatness. I'm your host Chuck and your host Suviano. We here back again with another episode of Built for Greatness. We want to start the show off always with a wellness check, and I just want to check in and see how you doing, my brother Suviano.
Well, as you know, my bacon's smelling fine. I'm doing what I got to do, going to work every day, cooking dinner for the kids, cleaning up, dad duties. It's all to it.
That's what's up, man. I want you to know, as a whole, as a culture, and as a brother, that we are very proud of you, and we appreciate you for putting in that hard work, my brother. So, I'm mentally sound. I'm physically still fit at 52 years of age. I'm highly grateful to be in this space that I'm in right now and have a healthy relationship with my wife, a healthy relationship with my friends and family and everybody that I consider important in my life. So right now, I feel like I'm doing
I
good.
love it. I love it.
So today's topic is part two of relationships. And today we're going to concentrate specifically on toxic relationship from a black man's perspective, the signs, the damage, and some solutions, some possible solutions to working out some of these issues. Uh, and my first question to you, Suviana, is going to be: what do you feel actually makes a relationship toxic?
I feel that lack of communication makes a relationship toxic because then you start to wonder what a person is thinking, and then you start to take in your own imaginative thoughts, and it takes you to a place that you shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? So you say, hey, he's not opening up the door for me, or he's not, coming home or calling or texting me by this time. What is he doing? The wheels start turning, and they say idle time, the devil's workshop. You know what I'm saying? So that right there causes a lot of trials and tribulations and turmoil in a relationship all the time. So I'm gonna reverse
Definitely.
that question back to you, and you tell me, what do you think?
Well, me personally, I've been in a few toxic relationships. I definitely agree with that communication part. When there's no communication, there's stagnation, right? I would say when it's a lot of confusion, when it's a lot of
Hmm.
chaos in your relationship, if y'all are constantly arguing, if uh, if your goals are stagnant, if you're at a standstill in life, even if you don't feel that that's a toxic relationship, because each relationship should build us up, so it should be an even flow. So if you're not getting nothing out of it, it may not be that you're getting beat on or having mental or physical abuse, but it's toxic because you don't have any growth. And when your growth is stuck, that's a form of toxic that's stopping you from growing as a person, as a human being, spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever it may be.
You know what? I can see where you're coming from, but I've also been in a relationship where a woman has told me that I wasn't basically hard enough for her. Like I didn't argue enough. I didn't put my
Mm,
hands on her. She needed that
yeah,
for me to let her know that I love her. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So the
right,
relationship, the previous relationship she been in, she had been getting her
mm,
that foot stuck in her ass, and she loved it. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
I,
right.
I wasn't willing to do that. I'm a laid back kind of guy, so we wasn't working out because I wasn't hard enough for her, as she put it. You know what I'm saying? She said I was too nice. So
I've been there before. I've been there before, my brother. I've got that too nice before. I've had people tell me that I was a nice guy and that I didn't um, fuss enough. They want you to fight for the relationship, but on another level, if you're putting in the work, like with like just by going to work and providing for your household or your family or whatever, I feel like You shouldn't have to jump over hurdles to be. Love shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't make you work hard. It should be easy. It should come naturally to you. You know what I'm saying? It should be something that you feel, and you can tell that that person has intentions for you, and that means intentions for you to be a great person, for your relationship to last longer, and that's the only work that you should have to do. You shouldn't have to figure out what they thinking, uh, what you did to make them feel like this, and have a guessing game your whole relationship and shit.
Also, a form of toxicity is when a person looks for it, right? They're gonna go while you're sleeping and search through your phone. Now, what they find, right or wrong, I feel like is wrong for going through your personal stuff. All right. Now, you're gonna get what you're looking for most of the time. It's gonna be something in there that you don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to your feelings, and it could be a text message from, like, I'm speaking from a guy's perspective. It could be a text message she sent to a girl. Oh, I thought such and such at work looked great. That don't necessarily mean she's cheating, but that one text message hurt your feelings because now you say, oh, her eyes ain't just for me. Your mind get to wondering, right? But you found what you looking for, or you could have opened it up and saw a message between her and her friend, and it's one of them things. You know what I'm saying? And one of them
Hmm.
Franks, and you and then your mind get to thinking, I gotta get her back. It's a tit for tat thing. Now I gotta go one up her because she ain't finna get me. I ain't finna get stuck holding this bag. You know what I'm saying? And then that's how you go downhill because you lose trust after that.
Yeah, that's another form of toxic because that's also immature when you're going tick for tack in a relationship and you think that you got to get even, and you got to do this because that person did that. That's immature. You know, you should be able to and again, as men, speaking as men in general, you should not let your feelings dictate your actions. So you just because you feel like this, that's the key that we need to put in there where the communication comes in when you have those feelings. Then it's time for you to communicate because if you feel like that, that doesn't necessarily make it true. And even if you think it's something when it ain't, or even if it is, you should communicate to get clarity. That way, you don't have any confusions when you make your next move, and that's not letting your feelings dictate your actions because you got some logical thought behind it. You know what I mean? So we got to stop moving off of, man, I feel like she doing this or she doing that. We got to communicate, talk about it, and then make a logical decision from there because that's where you know a lot of uh, chaos comes in.
Right. And you know what? I feel like sometimes as men, we don't recognize the toxic levels right away because we grew up in those situations with adults like our mother or aunties or whoever raised us who acted like that, and then that's who we think or who we thought a woman should be. So we're not recognizing
Yeah,
the form of toxicness that's coming to us. We're accepting it, because we think that that's normal, you know. So therefore, we're like taking that in as a relationship, and then once we had enough, we say, "Oh, I don't like this now." But we accepted that the whole time, and then now we want to change a couple years down the line. You say, "You know what? I don't want this no more." So is that fair for that woman who came like that? That now you want to change? Now you want a different woman, but you accepted that in the beginning.
yeah, it is fair because it's about growth, right? So we should not all stay the same. And that's the same way as when men are always talking about women trying to change, but she's trying to change me and want me to do this and that. It's the same thing. We should all be changing as we get older. We should all be evolving and becoming better than we were. We shouldn't be doing the same thing we was doing in our teenage years or our early 20s. We've grown, we've grew, we've learned, and we're not making those same mistakes. So that way, therefore, we shouldn't be doing the same thing in our first relationship that we're doing in our last
See, I
relationship.
agree with the change, but you didn't say we need to change together. You said you need to change. So a
Yeah,
person told me you should start how you want to finish. They told me don't come in a relationship acting this way and then start changing. You go around and talk to your cousins or somebody, and now you want to act different because they told you what you should be doing. But you didn't start off like that because you ain't know no better. You know what I'm saying? So you got to start how you want to finish. They
yeah.
told me.
But you can't start how you want to finish because you don't know. Now, if you already have this knowledge instilled in you, then yeah, because that's the communication. That's when you come in the door talking about how you want things and how your this relationship should be, or how you expect things to be in this relationship. But you got to have that knowledge to know that. Now, if you don't know and y'all growing together, then yeah, y'all both should be evolving and changing to make the pieces fit in the relationship to make it comfortable and sustainable. But if you don't have the knowledge, if you're ignorant to what you want in a relationship and what that person, then y'all gonna be butting heads the whole time y'all in a relationship unless y'all talk about it and work it out to get it to where it's on an even playing field and y'all both are comfortable and feel level headed
I see
about
what you're saying, but at that point, you need to take your show on the road and go find a new girl because at that point, you done leveled up where it's not gonna work because you can't teach an old dog new tricks. They say, right? She's stuck in her ways. She ain't willing to change. It's time for you to go.
it. Yeah, but is the grass gonna be greener on the other side when you get to the other relationship? Are you gonna have to teach that person all
Yeah.
over again? Do you have to learn their favorite color? What what their parents did? They got different traumas than the ones that you dealt with. Are you equipped to deal with those traumas? Because you're gonna have some new experiences now. So is it worth jumping ship and going to another relationship to start over from beginning, from scratch, and you've already been in this 10 to 15 year relationship already? Is it worth it? Or is it worth trying to figure out if that toxic relationship is salvageable and y'all can get the toxic traits up out of
You
both of
know
you?
what? A woman tried to pull that on me one day. Oh, the grass ain't gonna be green on the other side. I said, bitch, I'm about turf. My shit stay green all year round. All year round. Fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Got me messed up.
Oh man, definitely. But yeah. So another thing is, why do we stay in that toxicity? You know what I'm saying? Because we just like comfortable with it? Like you said, normalizing some of that craziness that we used to seeing in our neighborhoods and in our families. Why do men stay in these relationships knowing that there's no growth
I
there?
think that we are comfortable with it, and we, as black men, expect that black women are gonna act a little bit crazy, right? So, and when you think of a black woman, you think she's gonna be loud. You think she's gonna be talking out the side of her neck. You know what I'm saying? It's like all stereotypic things that you hear from black women. They want to take the lead. You know. So and then when you think about other races, you think that they're more calmer. They listen. They're more attentive. And that's why black men go outside of the race because black women are too aggressive. You know, nowadays they lost the role that they had. They used to care be the backbone. Now they want to be the actual person. They equal this. I want to be the man. You know, it's a lot of people out there who just not willing to take that back role no more. So I feel that also causes a toxic relationship because you got two people trying to be the lead in the household. You know,
And I'm not gonna hold you though. Like nowadays, it ain't just the black women. There's a lot of other women that are more aggressive now because some of these women they live next door to a black woman, or they seen it on TV, so they want to feel empowered, so they want to have that authority to kind of run the household. I don't need a man in my life, and that's a toxic trait that goes. I think it's a society thing. I don't think it's just a racial thing. I think it's a society thing. But yeah, of course, our women are a little more vocal. They're a little more aggressive. They But at the same time, you gotta witness and understand what they've been through that make them this way. So, I understand that some of that aggression and some of that um, uh, brash, all that rah rah, come from the upraising and the environments that they had to survive in. You know what I'm saying? They can't be soft because when they be soft, they get rolled over, dog. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what?
So
I kind of feel like it's more of an American thing too, because you go to other
it
countries
is.
and the women
Yeah.
aren't like American women. American women are just outside themselves. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? You go to another country, a woman can't even look you in the eye. She got to look at the ground. You know what I'm saying? Walk 15 feet behind you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, what we do is we request or we ask or we look for submission. Other countries, they they dominate, so they don't even ask. They make sure that the woman have is submissive immediately, like from the womb to the tomb. You're gonna be submissive to a man. And here in America, we give them opportunities to it. They don't even have to be submissive. You don't have to be nice. You ain't got. It don't even matter how you look. You know what I'm saying, or how you built, or nothing like that. You can have an attitude and you look like Rasputia.
I'm
You know what
telling
I'm
you.
saying?
Hey,
And but you know what? We still gonna find somebody that's gonna get up in there with
somebody
it.
will.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody will. Definitely.
Yeah. So sometimes it falls back on us again. You know what I mean? Like we as the black man, we have to be more aggressive and more authoritative. And I'm not saying we gotta put foot to ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying take it back to Goldie and put the foot to her ass. I'm saying that we have to start teaching them at a young age, and not so much as like grooming the woman, but I think the fathers and the older brothers that's in her life should show her that we as men are the protectors and providers, and therefore that you should be able to be submissive to your mate.
You know what? Let me ask you something though. I mean, I know me and you from the '80s, right? I seen my dad, whoop a bitch ass. I ain't gonna even hold you. But today, in today's world, women be like talking so reckless, and getting in your face, hitting you. Is there a limit, or is there a line that they could cross where you can get one backhand, get that channel right, shake that motherfucking antenna. Like, bitch, you know what? I come on now. You know what I'm saying? Get up off me. Like I didn't gave you a long ass leash. You still talking. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the Roddy Piper, bitch. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Let's go ahead and get this disclaimer out there right quick. In no way, form, or fashion do we approve of any violence towards women or men
No
at all
violence.
whatsoever. No violence. Keep your hands to yourself. Grandma said, when a woman get out of her body and feel like she can hit a man, she deserves to get hit back. It's fair game if you get out your body and you know you can't whoop that man. That man is physically more superior than you, and he may be a little bit more intelligent than you, and he is providing for you. That you do not have any right to put your hands on that man unless that man putting his hands on you. And that's vice versa. No woman should hit a man, and no man should hit a woman. And once you cross that line, you are now equal. You are now considered a threat to that man's life because you can just push a person and they can fall and hit their head or something like that. It don't have to be violent. We've seen people lose their lives for less. So we're gonna just say that everyone should keep their hands to themselves. And but I know exactly where you're coming
Yeah.
from, dog, because I am an advocate of the Mac and all of the good movies from the '70s, and they was given in the backhand with no questions answered. They just boop, stand a woman's place. It's the same as when we were talking about how our parents and elders used to tell us to stay in a child's place. They send us downstairs or send us in another room. And when men are talking, close your
Right,
mouth.
right, right. And you know what's crazy is as you was explaining the rules of engagement, I like to call it. I was thinking like, you know, we should start saying that when we meet a woman, like these are the rules of engagement. You're like, if you want to act like a man, you want to come fight me, then I'm gonna treat you like that. Otherwise, I will never put my hands on you. But if you do put your hands on me, then I might have to, you know, react in a certain way, in a
We're gonna
restraining order.
this gonna be our first toast to that right there. I do like the rules
Rules
of
of engagement.
engagement.
All right.
Rules
So we're
of
gonna say
engagement.
up to it, down to it,
Up to it,
down to it. Do it because we used to it,
down to it. Do it till we
and
used
fuck
to
those
it,
who
and fuck
don't
who.
do it. Rules of engagement. I like that.
Rules of engagement. I like
Right.
that. Yeah. So yeah, and that's another good topic right there. In the door conversations to have when you meet a person and get that stuff out the way right away. Because if you nip it in the bud, you ain't got to worry about it later. Which brings us down to accountability, my brother. Woo. This one right here, this one right here is gonna raise some hell in the room right here. Accountability for black men in the relationship, in toxic relationships, because, and I'm gonna tell you my story first and foremost. I've been in relationships where I I was not accountable for the toxic relationship that I was in because all I said was, man, they crazy, man, they doing this, they doing that. I never took accountability of my role in that toxic
True.
relationship. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? I always put the blame on the next person, or I always looked for out. And when I say out, nigga, I was
Hmm.
out.
I got you. I understand what you're saying. Accountability. Know your role. Know what you did
Mm,
because you know what? As black men, we love to play the victim. You know what I'm saying? We definitely play
mm,
the victim card. It's everybody else's fault. We didn't ever do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? And when you look back at any situation, there's always a he did, there's always a she did, and somewhere in the middle there's the truth. You know, so both of
mm.
y'all carried the blame of whatever it is, because it had for her to react the way it had to be a cause and effect, and you was it. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? So I definitely understand. I've been working personally on taking accountability for my actions. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so laid back and nonchalant, it always appears that I don't do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely do wrong stuff. You know, whether it be not being attentive, not listening. It's the small things. You know what I'm saying? Because when you dating a woman, it's all about the small things to her. She loves, okay, the grand gestures are great, but the small things is what really matters to a woman. You know, the just because it's Tuesday flower. You know what I'm saying? Not the Valentine flower,
Mhm.
not the Christmas present, but just because it's Wednesday, little gift that she thought about, or something you saw on a commercial 5 weeks ago that she said I like that, and you paid attention. It's the small things. You complimented her eyebrows when she came from the shop. She got it done. Ain't nobody know. He ain't gonna notice. Yeah, I noticed. And your nails matching your toes today. You know what I'm saying? It's little things like that. I see you lay the little baby hairs down for me. You doing that for me? You know what I'm saying? She like that, but we got to pay attention. You know, it's the small things that matter to a woman. The grand things are great. She can show everybody, but everybody don't notice the small things, and that's how the work husband be stealing your wife. It's the small things.
Backdoor Jody got
Back
it
to
right.
no,
He got
he
it
strikes
in.
again.
That's backdoor Jody. He's back.
That boy never left.
Yeah, that's a fact. Though. Yeah, that's a fact. The small things does count, and yeah, so we definitely need to be paying attention and listening, and not listening just to respond, just but listening with intent
Hmm.
to get a solution out of that. Yeah, but that's
And
definitely
you know what? I got
that.
I got one more other key that I want to give to men out here. A woman will tell you her most innermost secrets when she think you aren't paying attention. So when you watching a football game and you playing on the game and you into it, she'll come ask you some questions because you're gonna say yeah or no, and she asking you, and then when she do it, she gonna say we talked about this. You ain't really paying
Hmm.
attention. You gonna say yeah, you gonna say no, and she over there, she know you ain't paying attention. She know she can get away with some shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why she gonna trick you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be keep one ear open, really pay attention to what she telling you while you watching the football game, the questions that she asking you. You know that the stuff that you agreeing to, the contracts that you signing. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay attention to this. It's levels to this, fellas. Levels.
There's levels to the game for sure, for sure, for sure. And he touched on something that was really good there. Um, it's not just the wife, right? So you sometimes, like he was saying, it's the small things, paying attention to you know the changes that she make to look good and things of that nature, but also pay attention to the people that she loved too, because sometimes a gesture for her mom or somebody that out the blue that but in her circle, a gesture to them can go a long way too, because that means that you was really listening to her and trying to fulfill needs that she wasn't able to fulfill for someone else. And that's another way to hit those little small things and knock them out the park and go real far some of the
Right.
time.
I agree with that. All right. And then
Yeah,
it's other things that causes toxic relationships, and it's the seeds that are being sown early in your relationship. All right. If you go on a date
hmm
and you getting to know somebody, she walk in the door, she looking beautiful, hair down there, you know, Coke bottle, number eight, flashing before your eyes. All right. And as a man, that's all you see. You don't see nothing else. You just see what's right in front of you because we visual. A man is a visual person. So what Chuck was saying earlier, you need to check her side effects. Turn that bitch to the side and see that luggage that she brought with her. You know what I'm saying? That depression, that those kids, those pills, the if she's had kids postpartum, you know what I'm saying? All those things are real. If you ask her about her family, you could see that she's had like uh, mental. I forgot what I was going to say. Something going on with her parents. I forgot the right word for it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it all makes her who she is and who she's gonna be with you. You know what I'm saying? If she didn't
hmm
have a dad in her life, she doesn't know what a man is really supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
she's putting pieces together from different relationships that she's been in, building a man. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily the best man or what a proper man should be, but what she's learned from off TV in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because she doesn't know what a man is because she hasn't had one in her life, and that's 80% of women.
85.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Because the reason I say 85, because we gotta give 5% for the women that do have fathers in their life, because some of them are toxic. They didn't know what they were doing, and they didn't know how to raise a woman or how to treat their mom. So those toxic relationships are passed down through generations. You know what I'm saying? So what we learned in the way we treat women, you know what I'm saying? I had to go and relearn all over again. I had to recreate the way I wanted to have a relationship with a woman, because the relationships that I saw growing up and the relationships that I had been in, they wasn't working. again, I don't know a lot of people. My auntie Renee and maybe her husband, maybe that was like one of the longest relationships that I seen. But throughout my neighborhoods and my family members and things of that nature, it wasn't a lot of positive. Like it was a lot of relationships and a lot of relations. Okay, there's some fucking going
It
on.
was.
You know
It
what I'm
definitely was.
saying? But it was a lot of fuckery at the same time too, because it wasn't like we had solid relationships where we was like, man, if I ever get a woman, I'm gonna treat her just like
Yep.
that. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? I, we didn't have a blueprint laid out for us, so we have to again with that accountability, we gotta recreate what a relationship looks like for us and start from scratch again to alleviate some of the toxic traits that come along with when you meet a new person. You got to put it all out on the line, man. You got to go on and tell them like, hey, um, don't never put your hands on me, or I'm gonna slap shit at you. You got to put it out there, And if we get into an argument, we got to understand that it's a level of an argument that we can get to where we can agree to
You know
disagree.
what? In the words of a great man, Keep Sweat. There's a right and a wrong way to love somebody. You know what I'm saying? Listen, he just told you in that song that there's no right or wrong way to do this. All right. What me and Chuck is telling you, we're just giving you stuff to implement. All right. You take pieces of what we're telling you and then you implement it and see what works for you. Okay? Because there's no manual for this. All right. What works for me or Chuck may not work for you, but you can try it out. You know what
That's
I'm saying? Because I'm not telling you that we're going to tell you the perfect thing to go in and change your relationship. We're just giving you ideas to help you, what I'm saying, go down the right path. Because I have seen so many men fail or so many relationships fail because they have nobody to turn to, nobody to talk to, nothing to listen to. This is right here. These are ideas and stuff that can help you grow and become the right man or woman that you need to be.
That's right. That's right. And why I'm gonna piggyback off of that. So in your relationship, whether it's new or old, it don't even matter. These are some steps that you can take to help alleviate toxicity. Set boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Know your limits. Know your threshold. The stuff that you don't like and that you're not gonna tolerate, and know what they don't like and what they're not gonna tolerate. You know what I'm saying? That's a number two would be have honest conversations about your past relationship experience, and what you expect out of this relationship and experience. Have the honest conversation. Don't be scared to speak your mind. You gotta let a person know what you are thinking and feeling. That way they can make a decision on if that's what they want to do and that's what they want to be in. Get some counseling. Don't be scared to get some help. Reach out, talk to somebody, you know what I'm saying, and get some help. Be clear about your trust issues that you had in previous relationships because we all didn't thought that, we was doing fine in a relationship and come to find out, I can't believe that nigga did that. You know what I mean? We've all been there, and it's because we didn't get all the information that we needed so that wouldn't happen to us. And that's what you gotta be honest and talk. Communication is the number one thing that you gotta have in order to have a healthy relationship. And if you able to help a person build trust, then just take your time. A relationship is not a race; it's a marathon. It's supposed to last and sustain through time. This is not something that you just willy nilly and have instant great relationship. It takes work, dedication. You got to do some communicating and grow. You got to grow too. Don't just think that, oh man, I got to tell her so she can change what she doing and our relationship be fine if she just do this one thing. No, you have to do some things yourself. Work on you and help them work on them, or let them help you work on you, whatever. But it's a even flow. Y'all got it. It's a give and take. Another toxic part of a relationship that I was gonna get at is if it's a taker in a relationship. Now we men, so of course we like to treat our women nice, go out and buy things and do things for her, take her out to nice events and things of that nature. But it don't mean that just because you the man that you don't like that type of stuff too. I think if your woman has never set up anything for you and tried to take you out or do something special for you to make you feel good and let you know how much she care about you, that's a toxic trait, man. That's a toxic trait. Red flag gonna play. Uh, don't stay in a toxic relationship with a taker. If someone is just taking and using you for money or their well being, you need to evacuate immediately.
You know what? I do somewhat agree with what you're saying, and I think that some men, um, that's how they show that they love a woman by spending a lot of money on. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree with you, but I also feel like a woman goes to talk to her friends and tell the friends about the relationship, and then they giving them advice. And when you get advice from your friends who don't even have men telling you how you should handle your relationship, that breaks up a lot of relationships right there. You know.
That's a fact. Welcome in, cousin Dion. Welcome to the podcast, man.
All right, man. I'm sorry I'm late, man, but I've been trying to get it to working right. It's like some interference or something, but I got it to working.
What's up, man? Welcome.
Plus, I
It's
had it
all
on one
good.
phone and then had it on the other, so I had to redo it all over again on another phone.
It's all
So,
good, cuz we
yeah,
having a
yeah.
discussion about toxic relationships. Boy, I know you got a book about it, but we were at the part where we just got through talking about having accountability in these toxic relationships, and also some solutions that these brothers can have to get out of these toxic relationships, or at least work on the relationship if you want to stay in it. You know, I know firsthand we got some family members and some toxic stuff going on right now, and we definitely need to drop some gems for them to help get out of those situations, or at least navigate through those situations.
Yeah, toxic relationships, man. They what we create. We create it's the stuff that we create. We create toxic relationships. You know what I'm saying? Doing the things that we do. Some things might seem right, but me, I'm gonna take accountability for myself right now, because I know I've been effing up, boy, I've been fucking up. You feel me? So,
Yes, sir.
we create these powers upon ourselves. I know.
Yeah.
Uh, so things that we have to do is, we got to evaluate, man, and reroute our thinking.
hmm
You know,
Well, we
we're not thinking rationally,
Yeah,
as I
yeah,
might
we
say.
touched on that. We touched on that before you came in. We were saying that, what I'm saying, we don't take accountability sometimes, and we always quick to point the blame at somebody else and say they crazy, or what I'm saying, they did this or they did that, and we not taking accountability for what made that person react the way they did. Which brings me to the next point of, as men, we have to stop reacting immediately. Okay, you can't lash out in an argument. You know what I mean? And you can't just run out the door or say fuck it if it ain't going your way. You can't just have a split section reaction, and that's again going off of your emotion instead of using logical thinking. So uh, how do you guys feel about a man reacting immediately in like heated situations?
Well, I feel like men react. immediately because for some reason it just seems like toxic women got some good pussy. That pussy got a little bite to it, a little fight to it. I don't know why is it like that. It's a little more. It got a little more
Yeah, yeah,
moisture.
that's what they say. You know, crazy women got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They say crazy women got the best. You know,
I think it got a
but
little more seasoning in it. It's
it's
probably got a
good to
little
you,
more
but
flavor
it
added to it.
ain't good for you, man. It's good to you, but it ain't good for you.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the thing about that. You know, yeah, it's repercussions behind that situation. You feel me? So
It ain't.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Hey,
don't know about
hey,
that,
It's
cuz.
hey.
been
My granddaddy say he wanted to dine with a drink in his hand and some good pussy. You know what I'm saying? It
Hey,
ain't good
man,
for
don't we all? And I live by that. I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad. But that's like that's all our art, a form of creating what we have right at the moment. We creating that, you know. And as it go on, we promoting it, you know, and things of that nature where we should be, calming it down a little bit as possible. But us as guys, man, we gonna be us, man. We love some pussy, bro. We gonna goddamn get it by all means necessary.
see,
But
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 we
we
in our
got
family, I feel like we have been taught to do that to women. I don't feel like we've been taught to be in a relationship. We've been taught in every generation you look at, we've been taught to be dogs. You know what I'm saying? And it's acceptable
yeah,
in our
that's
family.
true.
Yeah, we chasers. We chasers. And it's the thrill of the hunt for us. Sometimes we can have exactly what we want sitting right in front of us, but we've been taught it's the thrill of the hunt, so we looking elsewhere,
Right, we out there hunting. We still hunting,
putting
and
new
we got
business
all
in
groceries at
I'm in
behind.
this bitch like Robin Hood. I'm shooting the motherfucker.
the house.
Yeah,
You
that
feel me?
is one of our
Cupid,
toxic
one
traits
of
in Protestant men. Unfortunately, it's been passed down. The torch has been passed down, and we've all been burnt by that motherfucker too.
Mm.
By the way, you know what I'm saying. So it's not a good trait to pass on to the next generation. That's why we making this podcast so we can try and teach some of these young fellas don't go the route that we went. You know what I'm saying?
them. Right, yeah.
It is a
Ooh,
better
'cause,
way.
boy,
Yeah, you
that's a
can
long
alleviate
road,
some of
Jack.
the pain that we had to go through by not doing some of the dumb stuff that we've done.
I mean, but as a society, if a man don't get out there and hunt, what we call him? You know what I'm saying? We talk shit about him like, oh man, you a little bitch. You ain't trying what you gay or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's true, but that might be true as they say, but it's not true. In reality, it's not true. He don't have to be no sissy or none because he not out there chasing women like that, like we do or other folks do. That don't make him no sissy. It just make him more loyal.
so if
Yeah.
let me ask you all this question. If it's a man, take you two 21-year olds. Let's make them legal, right? If we got two 21-year olds, right, and in the course of a year, we got a 21-year-old that's been with one woman the whole year, and he's had repeated sex. They done everything, every sex you could think of. Him and this one girl done it. Or you have the other 21-year-old that has had sex with multiple women, multiple ways, multiple times. Is there any difference in them two dudes? Do you feel like one of them is a simp and one of them is not because one is having sex with multiple women and one is having sex with just one
Yeah,
woman?
yeah. The one that had sex with one woman, he the simping ass nigga. The other one is, he doing his thing.
But why would you consider him a
Yeah,
simp?
because the
Right.
reason why he a simp is because if he was married, it'll be different. But you 21 and locked down, you a simping ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? You 21, you supposed to be sowing oats out here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't locked down at 21. Like if you told me he was 36 and he domesticated. That's cool. But 21, come on, ain't no one woman hold you down at
Mm,
21. No, no, sir.
yeah,
I
yeah, I agree with that one. I agree with that situation. Yeah, not no
I
21-year old.
I disagree. I said, I listen. I said in the course of 1 year, he's he hitting her at 365 days a year. He's hitting her. He might have got some on a period date. You know what I'm saying? But he knocking the walls out that thing on a regular basis as much as he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to. He don't even need another woman. You know what I'm saying? Because he's getting everything that he want and need out of one woman. How is he a simp when this other dude is out here? He ain't waking up to the same woman the next day. Why
Be-
why does that make
Because
him a simp?
ain't
I don't
nothing
understand.
better than some pussy, but then some new pussy. You know what I'm saying? That's what's better than what he got. You know what I'm saying? Some new one. I ain't saying he don't love her. He can stay with her and love her, but he gonna get some more. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman gonna see it. A woman gonna come and hunt him down. Oh, look at her. Got him showed up every day. What he doing? She gonna come get him. You know what I'm saying? He gonna go. Cause I'm gonna go. I got
Yeah.
put me in, coach. Watch me spin. Put booby in. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell
For
you.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I think though, if you happy with your one situation and you getting all your pleasures fulfilled, I don't think you need to go and fuck that up to get another piece of pussy because there is a such thing as fucking over your for show pussy trying to get some more pussy. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm. For sure.
you definitely should not mess up what you got going on at
No,
home just to have a 5 minute, 10 minute reaction to
no.
some
If
transactions.
you want it to be like that, then you put
Not
a
at
ring.
all.
You
Not
put
at
a
all.
ring on it. If you want to be committed to a person, then you marry that person. Otherwise, you can't tell me that a 221-year-old is gonna be committed. Like if something happens, it just happens because they 21. Like if you committed and you
Yeah.
married, that's different.
No, no, no. I think you're missing the point. It's the course of 1 year. It's only a year, cause that don't mean that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with this
You know
person.
how many years?
It
You
doesn't
know how
mean
many years went by when I was 21? I was 21 for like 10 years. What you talking about? It was long as
well,
hell. It was long as hell. I didn't think it was ever gonna end. Shit.
Yeah, he got some things going on.
I can't argue with you on that one, but
Yeah.
I personally don't believe that he's a simp because as long as he's satisfied and he's getting what he want out of life. Now, if he want another girl, then yeah, he can go get another girl. But if he good with that one, I think he
We
should
good
stick.
with that one. I ain't got no problem with that. You know that's his prerogative. That don't make him
Because the
no
other
less of
one,
a man.
that
Oh,
other
That
one,
oh,
actually that make him more of a
he
okay,
man.
so
coming home
look,
with the package a couple times
I want to
out
know.
of that
I
year.
want to
He'll
know
come
out
home
of each one
with
of
that
you, each
package.
one of you guys, at 21, could you have done?
Because I stayed in trouble. I was at 21. I belonged to the system. I don't know.
Um,
I don't know.
at 21, I could have done it. I could have done it if I didn't have a
No,
lot
I
of
don't want to hear no
outside
ifs.
influence
No ifs.
because
Right. But
yeah,
I
I
could
didn't say
have
I
done it.
did do it.
But
I didn't say I did do it.
I could
I
have.
was I was
Just
hot
didn't.
ass. Come on
Like
now,
you say,
let's
it's a
be
training
realistic.
thing. We were
You
brought
know
up
who
to
my
be that
daddy
way.
is, right? So I grew up watching my daddy with multiple women all the time. So I took in the
Right,
footsteps
that's
of
what I'm
my
saying.
dad. So I saw that. I thought that's what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I followed the trait, and I was like, hey, okay, yeah,
So
I'm doing like
I'm
this.
not saying it can't, listen.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it can't be done, but it can be done by somebody who doesn't have options. Like if you one of those niggas who that was your only option and you feel like you can't get nothing better than her, then you gonna stick with that. But if you a nigga with options, you ain't sticking with that. Cause a nigga with options is gonna be outside doing his thing. Like it is men out there who can't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know people who
That's a
yeah.
fact. Yeah, they can't get nothing.
I'm
They
gonna
like,
stick with that.
man, they gotta pay for it, and they gotta backstab people for it, and all kind of stuff. I've seen a lot of guys out here that's in bad shape that can't
That's
get
it.
it on a regular basis like we do.
Boy,
But
I'm
I'm
so
just
sorry
saying,
for him.
yeah, I don't feel sorry for him. But I'm just saying, um,
Uh,
I'm just telling the truth, though. I'm saying in the course of 1 year, a man at a young age, just think about it. He might not know a lot, and he might not know how to experience how just like you said yourself, Subi. You know what I'm saying? You learning at that time. So this experience with this woman over the course of a year, by the time you get out of that relationship and go to the next one, what are you doing after the spot now?
no,
You
Okay?
know,
no.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But if you do it, you might have that one signature move. You done did it with 5, 6 girls. You know what I'm saying? You didn't work that same move on so many different girls. You think that's the only move that you need, and then
So
when you get with somebody more experienced,
look,
then they like,
let me tell you how that ain't gonna work. It's because if you put it on a girl at 21 where she gonna be faithful to you and only you, she gonna go tell her friends how you laying it down. One of her friends is gonna want to come fuck.
I saw that
Somebody
too.
gonna come fuck
I
because
saw
you laying it down.
I saw that movie. I saw that
Oh,
movie.
you saw that movie?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah.
I saw that movie.
She don't want to know
They
how
gonna want to
it
know
is.
how it is. Yeah,
Really. You're going to
yeah.
experience it.
Yeah,
And if a motherfucker come in front of you and drop that towel, here we go.
yeah,
Here we go.
it's going down.
You gonna say
It's
nah,
going
The
down.
jig
the
is up.
the jig,
The jig is up.
the jig is up. What you
The
gonna do?
jig is up.
What you gonna do?
Hey,
Let
but
go.
this is the one thing that I love about this show. We can agree to
Yeah,
disagree. You
here
know what
we
I'm
go.
saying? I'm just trying to say, I just put it out there on the table for you just to get that discussion in. You know what I'm saying? So we can say, hey, I don't feel like a brother is simp if as long as he getting some. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You good with
that
me.
was
You know what I'm saying?
Hey man,
As
he
long as
alright,
you getting
man.
some,
He getting some.
you getting some. You good with me.
But
All right.
he got to get the right one. He got cause all of it is
And it's
okay, but man,
again,
some of it it's just too
it's
bad. It just
it's only
toxic,
one
just
year.
like
The
you
next
said,
year he
man.
might be doing three. He might be doing
Now wait.
steroids. You know what
If
I'm
you
saying?
say that it was his first piece of pussy that he ever had, I could see him staying. If he don't know nothing else, if it was his first, he was a
Right,
virgin,
right,
and he
right,
that was the first one he
right.
got. I could see him staying. I got you on that
Cause that's what he
because that's
know.
all he knows.
That what made him feel good. That was it.
But
Yeah.
while we on that subject, here's the thing about that though, gentlemen. If kids get involved with that relationship, that take us to a whole nother level, right? Because we need to be teaching these young men and grooming them to be in one relationship and when they have children to have them with only one woman. That's another toxic trait that we were not taught as we grew up, and we watched that situation unfold in front of our eyes with our parents and uncles and older siblings and elders. Growing up, we definitely should have one household for the children. I don't believe in, and I'm a product of it, right? I'm a product of it, and I got the same thing going on in my life. I got kids by multiple women, but I would advise for anybody going forward to have a relationship with the one person, and that can happen at 21,
Yeah,
right?
it can. But you know what? I agree.
Yeah,
I
okay.
agree with you on that. But I feel
Yeah.
like us as people, we kicking our kids out of the house too early. You know what I'm saying? Like our
Mm.
parents and their parents got to stay in the house till they were grown. You know what I'm saying? Like a man doesn't develop fully until he like 30. So you kicking him out at 18, 19. He a man, but he not a man. He's still thinking like a boy. You know what I'm saying? So we think we
Yeah,
grown,
yeah,
but you used to get to stay in the house until
yeah.
you was grown back in the day.
And that's only in the eyes of the law, right? That's only the law that says you're grown at that age. But in your mental
You
capacity,
ain't
you
you
might
ain't
not
ready.
even be able to
You
comprehend
ain't ready.
that you're grown. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Nope,
that's a
nope.
fact.
None ain't developed yet. Like you said, at that age, he just he still searching.
Still searching.
He's searching.
Yeah, still got a lot of childish ways, trying to figure it
And
out.
then that's what happens though. So you got a 21-year-old, you got 18, 17-year-old having these kids, right? You by the time you grown, some people are grandfathers, grandmothers already. You know, motherfuckers like
Hmm.
36, the grandmother. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be in the
Yeah,
prime of your life. Got grandkids.
yeah, yeah. Because you done had your child at 14,
Yeah.
and then your child had their child
Right.
at 14. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the toxic
Toxic.
circle. And then now they think, and then by the time you make 20, 21, 25 years old, now you ready to do something else. You don't want to
You don't
raise a
know
kid. You
that,
know what I'm saying?
and
Yeah.
your kids outside, the streets teach.
Yeah. Now you can go to the club now, so you ain't thinking about this kid. You can get in the
Mm-hmm.
club. You
Yep.
legal now.
Yep. That sounds like a Chicago
Yeah.
movie right
Yeah. Yeah. That brings us to the
there.
to the next one. Yeah. Identify the
Yeah, I'm
patterns, you
trying
know
to
what I'm
tell you.
saying? Know the patterns. A lot of this stuff we've been seeing for generations, and we got to learn how to break these curses with these, with these young men. These days, it's hard to get through to the youth. They're not listening to us. They call us
Mm,
unk, and they don't want to hear
mm.
that shit.
Yeah.
They do call us Unc. I heard that before. Mr. Craig.
Yeah. They sure
Yeah,
call you quick, fast, in a
yeah.
hurry.
But the thing is, and I'm gonna take a shot to my uncles. Shout out to the Robinson uncles.
There you
I
go.
got a toast on them.
Up
I ain't
to
got a
it,
drink
down
right
to
now,
it.
but y'all go.
It's all
Do
good.
it because we
It's all
used to
good.
it. And
Up
fuck
to it,
those who
down
don't do
to
it.
it. Do it till we use and fuck who's don't.
Right.
I had some great and bad examples from my uncles. I can tell you that. They told me, "Go get it, young man. Go
Yeah.
get it." You know what I'm saying? And they taught me how to get out there and be a man. You know what I'm saying? And they gave me even. And I'm gonna say this about Uncle D, right? He made a lot of mistakes in his life, right? But this is what made him a thousand with us, right? Uncle D will tell you something when he was younger, when we was growing up, and I was in my early 20s. He'll tell me something. I go do it, learn from it, come back and tell him, "Hey man, I did this and that." He like, "Hey man, shit, I was young and dumb. I ain't know what I was telling you," but he'll take accountability for it and tell you how he corrected it in his life and what you should do going forward. And him and Uncle Louis always gave advice for the moment, even if it, was some old school player type shit that they were saying. They always gave advice for the moment, and they reconciled when they knew they was wrong. They
Mm.
can admit to they wrong. Now that's a trait that they was able to pass down through us, and we should have been able to take that and run off with it. Run through the
You
door.
know what's crazy? Like you saying my daddy taught you that, but my daddy wasn't around for me. The person I looked up to wasn't even an uncle. It was my cousin Ronald. So I wanted to be like Ron, you know what I'm saying? Ron had all the girls. Ron could flip, Ron could do all the dress good, dance good. That's what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever see me out there dancing, you see me, wanted to be fresh, it's because I thought Ronald would do this. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I wanted to be like. So that's how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? That was
Mm.
my role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Ron was mine
Yeah.
too, dog. Hey, because I watched Ronald take knowledge from Uncle Rick and implement it in his life and pass it down to us. That's why we got out there. We was doing all those flipping, dancing, chasing girls. All that stuff came. It came. A lot of that came, and Uncle Rick really got it from his older brothers too, though. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your daddy, my
Yeah.
daddy. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Rudy. Well, you
I mean, hey,
know,
back in the day, Rudy was that guy. I know it's a lot of people say bad stuff about him, but back when he was young, he was that guy.
yeah, yeah, they did their thing, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we gotta acknowledge that they were not knowledgeable about what what we need to do going forward as a people on as well. You know what I'm
Which, hey,
saying? They was in the
which I
boardroom.
don't know how they weren't knowledgeable when Harold was there. Grandpa was in the crib. So what type of example they was watching? Because Grandpa took care of business. So I don't understand.
Yeah, Grandpa took care of the household. He stayed at home. And he fixed TVs and radios and stuff all day, every day. He sold
So
candy. That brother was a
who was they
hustler. You know
watching?
what I'm
Who was they
saying?
watching?
They probably watching too much TV. Them niggas thought they was James Brown.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
who they watching?
exactly.
Shit, Grandpa was there.
Yeah. Hey, and that goes to tell you right there. And Granddaddy stayed with one woman for a
He did.
long time. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Not only did he stay with a woman for a long time, he got with a woman who already had a bunch of kids, and got what?
But
Man, I'm trying to tell. Hey,
mhm.
that's real love right
Hey,
there.
hey, that's the
Hey,
love
if
that stand the
you
test
find a
of
woman with
time.
6 kids today, you gonna marry her? Well, it's for both of y'all. If you wasn't married, Chuck, if you wasn't married, how much bread she got out the bread?
Yeah, it depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying?
She got have some bread.
Yeah, if I wasn't married, it'd probably be get out situation. 6 kids is a lot to deal with, man.
So he ain't gonna be that stepdaddy. Uh-uh, not at all. Especially with she came in there she came into marriage with an Uncle Fred. You know, like Uncle Fred was bad as hell.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Nah, I wouldn't have stuck around.
Uncle Fred was bad as hell.
Hey,
He still stayed.
hey, that brother would have been now. I'd have been now. I'm out. Thanks for the
Oh
bell.
man.
Go. Yeah,
Ah, that's funny.
nah. Yeah, yeah, that's funny right there, though. So that's a lot to do.
That's why.
Yeah, but let's get back on topic of these toxic relationships again. You know what I'm saying? Trying to help some of these brothers out so that they don't have to go through some of the same things we went through. It ain't all about sex, brothers. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of women out here. There's plenty of sex out here. And if you ain't getting enough, you can always pay for it to leave.
Okay, but like to me, a relationship is kind of like buying a house, right? You ain't gonna go buy a house and you ain't gonna go look at it and check it out first, right? So you got to go check this woman out. You know, go see what she got going with. Talk to her friends. Talk to her parents. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of dudes just meet a woman and they just take it for face value. Face value. All right. So you don't know nothing about her. So then when you walking around and then you get into a situation, some guy saying what's up to her, or she walking through the neighborhood, everybody saying, "Hey, what up, woo woo?" You know what I'm saying? The whole time she was the runner for that neighborhood. You ain't know it. You know, I done been there before. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I done
But that's the
been
problem.
laying
So,
in it,
so
laying in it for
that's
days.
the problem. So what Sufi is saying is get to know it before you call yourself on it. You know what I'm saying? So what Sufi is saying is like if it's a relationship that you're looking for, right? So let's clarify that first and foremost. Like we out here, we experiencing different things, you know what I'm saying? If you see a girl, of course, all men are visual. The first thing we gonna be like, is she look good, you know what I'm saying? She got a nice body, fat ass, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna see that first. You're not gonna see a girl and look at her and be like, ooh, she look like she got a high IQ. You know
Oh
what I'm
shit.
saying? Ooh, she look like she got good morals. You know what I'm saying? You're not looking at that. So you're gonna be visual, you're gonna see something, but you got to get to know a woman. You got to get to know, you know, what makes her tick, what's her family like, what's her relationship with her parents, her siblings, her cousins, and things of that nature. Can she be loyal? You know what I'm saying? Or has she been a block girl? And those are things that you figure out. And I know we just want to wham bam, thank you, man. I'm getting in there real quick and get it over with, and then move on to the next one. But if you're looking to build a relationship with someone, you got to get to know them, the inner workings of them, and then you can say, it's worth having a relationship. Other than that, it's gonna end up being what we talking about, toxic.
Okay, let me ask y'all a question too. Do the way that a woman dress determines how you respect her initially? So if she came out with the cheeks hanging out, or she came with some looking just sexy, like on some clothes covered up, when you talk to her different? So me, I do the math when I see a woman like that. If I see a woman out there dressing, got all her goods available for everybody to see, my mind automatically start doing the math. I say it's about 7 o'clock. I say about 40 niggas try to holler at her. You know what I'm saying? She done gave out 7 numbers. You know what I'm saying? I'm somewhere on the list now. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to be knowing. That's what you got to be thinking. You somewhere on the list.
Right. Yeah.
You're a candidate.
Yeah.
There you go. But
Yeah. No. No. Again. If she out there with the body parts hanging out, the first thing is gonna be visual. Ooh, can I get some of that? Can I get in there? Is there room for me in the gym? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right. That's the first thing. After we have an interaction and have a conversation, then I might think otherwise. But first and foremost, if I see something that I like and I'm enticed by it, I'm going for the hunt. I'm going for the kill. First and foremost. Hey, that's what I'm on. That's what I think. That's my mentality. I think that's available for me because she's showing it to me, even though she's showing it to all these other guys out here as well. But I think, if she give me some flavor, I'm going, oh yeah, I got this one. This might be a slam dunk tonight. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. we definitely can understand your perspective, cuz, but we not getting on a personal level, right? We just talking in general about relationships, and for one, you know what I'm saying? I I gotta say my condolences because you put it out there. You know what I'm saying? You know, we definitely understand where you coming from, but let's take a shot for that.
My condolences, cuz.
Feel it for us, to it, up to it, down to it. I'm sad for you. I'm sad for you. I never get married again in my life. Yeah. No, it's all good though. But again, you know what I'm saying? You can't just jump into something with both feet without knowing the surroundings. Like Subi said, you know what I'm saying, the a woman this day and age, the relationship with her mama tells you a lot about a woman. First and foremost, you know what I'm saying. Secondly, uh, like he elaborated to the dressing, how
Mm,
she dresses. Does she respect
right.
herself? You know what I'm saying? Now, if a woman is out here and she's not respecting herself, but she's demanding respect from other people, what type of woman is that? Is that the type of woman you want to build a relationship with and have a family with? Because it's all about self. It's all about self-respect. Now, every individual need to have some type of dignity and respect for themselves and hold themselves accountable. First and foremost, especially if you in our age, shit, you well past due if you ain't doing it already. And then secondly, you know what I'm saying, this day and age, with everything that's going on in society here in America, you know what I'm saying, things could turn so fast, you know what I'm saying, people could put you in bad situations, you know what I'm saying, just off of how they dress and how they carry themselves and how they act out in public. So we got to be aware of that as being conscious men in this day and age in society where, you know what I'm saying, we can lose our lives over an argument. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be conscious of the person that you take out the door with you on a regular basis. Is that person going to put your life in jeopardy because they can't hold their tongue? They can't sit back, or you can't tell them to shut up. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem that we have with black women, and they feel like it's disrespectful if we get into an argument with somebody while we out in public and you tell that woman to shut up because you see this situation escalating and going somewhere a little further, and she feel like, oh, you can't tell me to shut up. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem that we have to address with these women this day and age. The women, you need to be able to be told
Let,
sometimes it ain't even
let me
an
let me let me
argument.
address what you just said. Like, I understand what you're saying, but at that moment, I'm always gonna take my woman's side. I'm never gonna tell her to shut up because we right till we wrong. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be right in that moment. When I get home, I'm gonna address it and tell you how you was wrong. But we should be locked in enough where I could just give you the look and you know that we on the same page. Like, we need to come bring it down. I don't want to like say shut up in front of everybody. I just want to be able to look. You know where I'm at because we should be locked in like that. I'm never gonna tell you to shut up in front of a
Yeah,
room. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
I got your
But
back whether you wrong or not in this fucking room. You right until we get home. You know what I'm saying? It's us
not to
against
cut
them.
you off,
Yeah.
bro. Not to cut you off, bro. But that's telling her to shut up. You might not say it out your mouth verbally like that, but I'm saying at a point in this argument or discussion, just like you just said, you give her the daddy look. You know how you can give your kids that look like, and they know it's over with. No more playing the game right there. Now, that's the if you give her that look and you telling her to be quiet, to not say anything else to entice the situation, that's the same thing. I'm not saying just tell her shut the fuck up, bitch.
No.
You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like that.
What I'm saying.
I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is I'm taking her side in the thing. I'm gonna be like, she over here. Ooh, I'm gonna look at her like, hey, yeah, and what she said, like we doing this. You know what I'm saying? And fuck what y'all said. You know what I'm saying? I got her side in the situation. Even though I might felt like she was wrong, I gotta have her back at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Against everybody else. Because they ganging up on my girl, even though I felt like she might be wrong, I got her side. And I'm gonna let everybody know I got her side. It's us against them at this point. And when I get home, I'm gonna be like, you know, you was wrong, right? But I had to get your back. That's what I mean. Yeah, yeah. That's where it's
I totally agree, man. I just wanted to know at what point do you guys feel like y'all learned that? Like, did y'all have this all the time, or where did you feel like you picked that up to say
uh,
that you're able to do
I
that?
I was grown. I was grown. I'm talking about like late in my 30s, grown. Like like I wasn't I'll be like, man, this bitch talk too much. You know, I wasn't married. Like before I was married, I'd be like, man, this bitch talk too much. Like I wasn't trying to get nobody back. I'm thinking about myself.
Right. Right. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. Well, I've been in dangerous situations and I've been in dangerous rooms where I did have to tell somebody to shut their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have got us both killed. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not reading the room. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, if we outnumber and, it ain't no win for us in this situation, you got to shut the fuck up because I'm going to get us out of here safely and soundly. And then what I'm saying? I can tell you if you're right or wrong or whatever, but at the same time, I want to live.
I
You know what I'm saying? So I got to get us up out of here. We got to make a logical decision to leave this room. Damn if the room is right or wrong. Let's make it up
re,
out of this room so we can decide
okay.
if we right
See,
or wrong.
you just changed the narrative. You said a dangerous situation. You talking about motherfuckers could lose their life. Reading the room is definitely prevalent at that point. I agree with
Yeah. No, well, I just said that's the situation that I was in to where I had to react that way. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that you wrong or right. I totally agree with you as far as having a person back and leading the discussion to, hey, I got you, but chill out. You know what I'm saying?
you know what? At that point, you need to start seriously considering if this the person you need to be with. If you in a situation and she about to get your life ended because she can't control herself, like I don't know if we need to be together. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well, that's
I
what
need
I'm
somebody
saying
that's
though.
gonna be on. Yeah, yeah.
But
Like,
wait a minute. Am I the only one that's been in like a smoke filled room, having some drinks and things getting a little bit out of hand? Am I the only one that's been in those type of environments?
yeah. With my girl, yeah. I ain't been with my girl in those type of environments. I've been in them environments, but not with my girl.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, I ain't say it was my girl. It's just the girl that I was with,
Oh,
though.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, she on your own then. If she on her own, it ain't
No,
your.
no,
I ain't finna
no.
die with no
We gotta make it
girl
up
that
out
ain't
of here.
mine.
We gotta make it out of here. We gotta make it out of here because that's what you was going home with that night, dog. Yeah. But it's different evaluation for different situations. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it was toxic. I can tell you that much. It was a toxic situation, and I'm grateful to be making it a better situation. It was
So
toxic.
so so
I
so
mean, it
you
was a
telling me you
toxic
got some
situation.
survival pussy that night, huh? He's like, we survived. Okay.
I don't even know if I got no pussy. I probably was so mad that it wasn't even about the pussy no more. It was about, man, let me get the fuck away from this motherfucker. Shit. Oh
Oh, I said you want to get away from it. There, you got away. Okay.
yeah, sometimes you gotta survive first. that's the first and foremost. It's self preservation. So whatever you got to do to make it to the next day, you got to do that first, and then you know what I'm saying. You can worry about it. You know, if it's worth getting the pussy or not. You know what I'm saying. But I've seen too many people lose their life over a piece of pussy, and
Hey,
that's just to me. That's
hey,
crazy.
when you in that type of moment where it's life threatening or something really happened, you should get you some because that pussy got a little throb to it, a little heartbeat. Doot doot doot. That motherfucker got an extra beat to it. Like should have got some.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you. I feel you got the
that
juices
motherfucker,
flowing.
that
I
motherfucker
definitely
got a mind
understand
of
where
his
you're
own
coming
at
from.
that point.
Yeah, yeah. When your adrenaline pumping, that's something different. That's something different when your adrenaline pumping. Yeah, yeah. But it is. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's definitely not worth it. Okay, my nigga. 'Cause I see, I see too many tragedies unfold over that situation right there. So I wouldn't.
Hey, we ain't even complete. Like we ain't even talk about the rest of the Bears.
Well, we gonna have to do another segment on that. Let's end this. Let's end this one since this is a podcast about toxic relationships. Let's end this one first, and then we can go on to something else. Let's drop a few gems. I want each one of y'all to give me um, a uh, this segment. We gonna find some solutions or what you guys think that a man should do that's dealing with a toxic relationship and how he can either um, work through that relationship to make it better or get out of the relationship. Let's get a round robins on that. Either one of y'all can go first.
So it all depending on the age of the man. Like if you're in your 20s, I don't feel like you should be in a long term relationship. I think you should go and get your experience, go learn, so you can know what you want and what you don't want. Because at that point you don't know. And then most 20 year olds are dating older women who are showing them things who and like being in control of the relationship. Because remember we talking about how women are taking control of relationships nowadays. They're controlling these young boys. You know what I'm saying? They're going in there controlling, like changing their mindset. But if you're in your 30s, you should have been in enough relationships, hopefully, that you know what you want. You should know the signs to look for, and you should be on the way to know what you've done to take that accountability to change your mindset in a relationship in your 30s. And if you don't know and you're in your 30s, go watch this whole podcast because we dropped a whole bunch of gems on how you can be a better man in your relationship. Rewind.
All right, brother D. Definitely agree on that. Yeah,
Limited.
yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, I'm gonna close. Yeah. Well, okay. So I'm gonna close it out on this note right here, right? So if it's a toxic situation, uh, eject, get the fuck out by any means necessary immediately. No, I don't condone working on nothing toxic. If it's toxic, uh, bail, beat it, get out of there. You know what I'm saying? If it's children involved, I'm gonna still tell you to leave the situation and still try and deal with, take it to the courts, whatever you got to do. But I don't advise you to stay for the kids and all that stuff. All that stuff is a myth. It's a lie. Don't believe it. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Okay. If it's toxic, leave immediately, right away, because toxicity leads to more toxic situations, and it's a trickle down effect. It don't get better. Trust and believe me. Now, a young man in a situation that's it's potential there, and you guys are building on a relationship. Now you got to know the difference between a bad season and a destructive pattern. So if it's like, sometimes it can be a rough patch that you have to get through to get to the other side. It can be that. But if it's a rough patch, a clear sky, a rough patch, a clear sky, a rough patch, those are the toxic situations I'm saying you don't have to stay in that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to fester in that and let it grow out to be something worse than that. You know what I'm saying? Get out. If you see the pattern, get out. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a possibility of it being something that you think can, if it's a rough patch, then it's clear skies for a long time and you don't have any issues. And then something comes up that could be an issue, but it's not really an issue. That's something I'm saying you can work on. But if you just out there just suffering every day, all day, get your ass on the A train and head on up out of there.
Hey, Chuck went crazy. And that nigga said fester. Last time I heard somebody fester something was Maya Angelou. And he stink like rotten meat, god damn it. That nigga went crazy.
Hey, hey, because we sit in that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We sit in
Let
there,
him
let it
fester,
blister
god
up
damn
on us.
it.
You just
He
be
went
bubbling, and
crazy.
you be like, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all
Yeah,
right. I'm gonna be
I
all
like
right.
the way you did that.
Next thing you know, you in the ICU. You know? So yeah, but also again, we are here for you guys. If you need to come in here and vent, you can talk to us. We willing to air everything out. Also get counseling. Don't be afraid to talk to somebody. Get you a psychiatrist or whatever you need to do. Go get help. Reach out to somebody that's close to you. Reach out to somebody that's not so close to you. Sometimes we feel better talking to people that don't know our situations. So sometimes you feel better talking. I talk to these brothers. This is my counsel right here. I get to talk to my most favorite people in the world. Is my brothers and my children. So if you need some, reach out to the people that care about you and you care about, and also reach out outside of your circle and get some help if you need it.
Uh,
And on that note,
Another successful bride.
hold on a second though. We're gonna close it out on here. We're gonna close it out on the topic of relationships and toxicity, and then we're gonna come right back to y'all, and we're gonna close it out on what we saw yesterday on the pregame of the Bears, the preseason of the Bears game. Thank, thank y'all for joining us. Y'all have a good night. God
God bless.
bless.